This video will discuss about the physical quantities. So what are physical quantities? As the name suggests, physical means all those quantity which represent the physical parameters. All those quantities which represent the physical parameters are called the physical quantities. All quantities which are used to represent any physical parameter are called the physical quantities. Right? So all those quantities which are used to represent some physical parameter or any physical parameter are called the physical quantities. Right? Now, the most important thing about the physical quantities are their types. Very interesting fact is there. You know, in physics, there's thousands of physical quantities, right? Thousands of physical quantities. So among these thousands of physical quantities, interestingly, you have to remember only 7 plus 2, right? Means among thousands of physical quantities, you are supposed to memorize or you are supposed to learn only 7 plus 2 physical quantity. Why I'm saying why I'm splitting this 7 plus 2? Because 7 are fundamental quantities, 2 are supplementary quantities, right? So now we are classifying the physical quantities. We are classifying the physical quantities. Here, physical quantity, right? Physical quantities are basically 2. These are fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities. Derived physical quantities. These are fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantities. Only two types of physical quantities: fundamental physical quantity and derived physical quantities. Fundamental physical quantities, the definition is given in the slide. Fundamental physical quantities are those physical quantities which do not need any kind of help of other physical quantities. Means they are complete. They can be represented their own. They do not need any kind of help of other physical quantity for represent them. For example, mass. Mass can be represented by itself only, right? So if someone says that we need to measure the mass, so you don't need to need any other physical quantity to represent mass is itself complete, right? So all the physical quantities which do not need any kind of help of other physical quantities are called the fundamental physical quantities. Now the derived quantities are what? As the name suggests, derived. What the name? Derived means they are derived from somewhere, right? What it means? It means they need the help of some other physical quantity for their complete representation. What it means? It means they cannot be independently written. They can never be independently written. For example, force. Okay, force is a derived quantity. How? Because force is always need mass and acceleration. Force need two physical quantity. One is mass, other one is acceleration for its representation, right? So these are the two types of physical quantity: fundamental physical quantities and derived physical quantity. Fundamental quantities are those quantities which can be represented by itself. Do not need any kind of other physical quantity. And derived physical quantities are what? They are the physical quantities which need help of some other physical quantities for their representation. Many other physical quantities: area, length into width. Length is other physical quantity, width is other physical quantity. Volume, LBH, length, width, height. It needs three physical quantities. Acceleration, velocity, distance upon time, two physical quantity, distance and time. So these all are the physical derived physical quantities. Okay. Now in physics there are only 7 fundamental physical quantities. In physics there are only 7 fundamental physical quantities. How many? 7. How many? 7 only. Okay. Except these 7, all the physical quantities are derived. And 2 supplementary quantities are also there. They are not in fundamental, not in derived, but they are supplementary quantities. So first is the 7 fundamental quantities. Let me tell you these 7 fundamental physical quantities. First is length. What it is? Length. Second one is mass. Third one is time. Fourth one is temperature. Fifth one is electric current. Sixth one is luminous intensity. And seventh one is amount of substance. Length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, and amount of matter. These are the 7 fundamental physical quantities. 2 supplementary quantities. One is angle, second one is solid angle. Length, mass, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, amount of matter. Among these all quantities, you are aware of this one length, this one mass, time, temperature. Some of you may be aware of electric current, but these 2 are new. So simply you have to memorize these 2 only, because 5 you are aware, only 2 are new for you, right? So these 2, luminous intensity, amount of matter. I'll explain it in detail in 11th standard. For you, the name is enough, right? Now these 2 supplementary quantities. Angle, you are aware of this. Angle you know. And what is angle? Angle is the intersection of 2 rays. One ray is there, other one is here. So this is the angle. Now the solid angle, you are not aware of this. Some of you may be. Solid angle is the angle in 3D. Best example is the cone or your body cap. The top of your body cap, that's here. This round angle is called the solid angle, like this. Cone, you can understand. This is the solid angle. So 7 fundamental quantities, 2 supplementary quantities. This is about the physical quantities. Except these 7 fundamental, 2 supplementary. All the physical quantities are derived. All the physical quantities are derived. So we'll now understand the derived physical quantities. What will you understand? We'll try to understand the derived physical quantities. Interesting. See, any other physical quantity, right? Any other physical quantity which is not fundamental, which is not supplementary, is derived. Simple. Simplest one, I think. Derived quantity means the quantity which is neither fundamental nor supplementary. So name any physical quantity randomly. Any. Suppose frequency. Okay, frequency. It's 1 upon time period. It's a derived because it needs the help of time period to represent it. Right? Any other. Velocity. Can you explain velocity without the help of distance and time or displacement on time? No, you can't. No one can explain velocity without the help of displacement and time. That means what? It depends on displacement, also on time. So these two quantities are required to represent velocity. That's why velocity is also a derived quantity. All other. You'll understand it further as the time required. So these are the fundamental and the derived quantities. Now next we'll understand about the units. So after this we'll discuss about unit.